Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're zeroing in on something really core for creators. That big decision, picking the right laptop, your main tool,
Absolutely. And tech just moves so fast, doesn't it? Finding the right machine, the one that actually helps your work. It's a challenge.
It really is. You're not just like buying hardware.
Yeah.
It feels more like investing in your creative output, your future, really.
Exactly.
So, our mission today,
Yeah.
cut through some of that noise. We want to guide you through the top options out there right now. We've looked at some great source material comparing 4 top-tier laptops, and these are specifically for serious content creation.
Right. Not gaming machines trying to do double duty.
Precisely.
Yeah.
We're talking intense video editing,
Yeah.
4K, maybe even 8K stuff, complex 3D work, high-res photo editing, design, the whole creative suite.
Yeah, our deep dive pulls from a really comprehensive creative laptops showdown. It pits the Dell XPS 16, the 2024 model, the Razer Blade 16 Studio Edition, MSI's Creator Z17HX Studio, and the brand new MacBook Pro M4 head-to-head. And the goal here is simple. Extract the crucial insights for you, the listener. Help you figure out which of these powerhouse machines actually fits your workflow and, your budget. It's about making a smart choice.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit. Serious creation.
Yeah.
Because these aren't just fast laptops, are they?
No, not at all.
They're tailored. Specific creative demands need specific features. You can get a generally powerful machine, sure, but pushing pixels, rendering scenes, handling high-res video streams, that needs something else.
That's a really key distinction. If someone's upgrading, say, from a more general laptop, what's the first thing they'd notice that screams creator-focused, besides just speed?
For me, often the display. Color accuracy is huge.
Yeah.
You feel it immediately when you're grading or retouching. But that's just one part, right? The whole package, cooling, ports, how it all works together, it's built for a demanding user.
Exactly. Understanding the difference between just high performance and creator-centric features is vital. It's not just about the processor speed or RAM anymore. It's why they chose that specific display or that cooling system or those particular ports. It's about optimizing the power to avoid bottlenecks and actually make you more productive.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the first contender. The Dell XPS 16, the 2024 version.
Oh.
Visually, wow. Got that super clean, minimal aluminum design. Feels very premium.
Yeah, Dell's design language is pretty refined there.
And then you open it and bam, that 16.3-inch 4K plus OLED display. It's breathtaking. Really professional look.
And what's fascinating about an OLED like that for creators is the color. Rich colors, true blacks, incredibly sharp detail, that infinite contrast, and crucially, color accuracy. It's non-negotiable for color-critical work.
Right.
So video editors grading, photographers fine-tuning, you trust what you see, no nasty surprises later because your screen wasn't showing you the real picture. That saves time, saves money.
Okay, so under the hood, it's packing some serious muscle. You've got an Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, an RTX 4070 GPU, and you can spec it up to 64 gigs of RAM.
Which is pretty solid for most creative workflows. That combo handles 4K timelines, After Effects layers, even some coding pretty smoothly.
And that Core Ultra 9, it's not just speed, right? It has that NPU, the neural processing unit.
Right, for AI tasks. More apps are starting to use that now for things like smart photo culling or upscaling video. Takes the load off the main CPU.
Okay, so powerful, beautiful screen. But what are the practical realities, the downsides?
Well, the source material points out that under really heavy loads, it can get warm. Thermals are a thing.
And warm isn't just uncomfortable.
No, it usually means thermal throttling. The system slows itself down to avoid damage, so that big render might take significantly longer. It impacts deadlines.
Okay, good point. What else?
Yeah. Ports. It's mostly USB-C. Helps the sleek design, definitely, but you'll likely need a hub. Or dongles for your SD cards, HDMI monitor, that sort of thing. Adds clutter, potentially breaks the flow.
Right, dongle life. Okay, so the XPS 16, sleek, great screen, solid power, but watch the thermals and be ready for adapters. Now, moving on. If raw Windows power and maybe an even more innovative display is your priority, let's talk about the Razer Blade 16 Studio Edition. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah, Razer did something pretty unique here, that dual-mode mini LED display. It can switch between a super crisp 4K at 120 Hz.
perfect for detailed editing.
Exactly. Or you flip it to an ultra-smooth FHD Plus that's full HD Plus at 240 hertz.
Which is amazing for...
Animation, motion graphics, anything where you need to see really fluid motion and catch tiny artifacts, that high refresh rate is a game changer there.
So it's like having two specialized displays in one laptop.
Pretty much. It caters to different stages of a creative project, potentially.
And the power. Razer doesn't usually hold back there.
No, they don't. You can configure this thing up to an RTX 4090 GPU and an Intel Core i9-HX processor.
Okay, so that's top tier. A beast.
Absolutely. Built to handle demanding 3D renders, complex visual effects, maybe even editing 8K footage smoothly. It's for workflows where you just cannot have performance bottlenecks.
Makes sense. But power like that and that fancy screen, there have to be trade-offs.
Oh, for sure. And the sources are clear on this. First, it's pricey, very top end of the market, a big investment.
Right.
And while it's portable, for what it is, it's definitely heavier than the XPS 16.
So maybe not the best if you're constantly commuting.
You'll feel that extra weight, yeah. And battery life. It's decent for a high-power Windows machine, but it's not going to touch what Apple can do with efficiency.
So you'll be reaching for the power adapter sooner.
Probably. Could interrupt that creative flow if you're trying to work untethered for long periods.
Okay, Razer Blade 16 Studio. Huge power, innovative screen, but heavy, expensive, and just okay battery life.
Yeah.
Got it. Now, what if your workflow is more hands-on, like sketching, painting directly on the screen?
Then the next one might be your perfect match. The MSI Creator Z17HX Studio.
This one feels very specifically targeted, maybe the most creator-centric of the bunch.
Yeah.
Especially for illustrators, retouchers.
I think that's fair. And it raises a key question for those users. How much do you value a big 17-inch QHD Plus touchscreen?
QHD Plus meaning sharper than Full HD.
Right, significantly more pixels. And it has stylus support for drawing, painting, manipulating images directly on the screen. It's a game changer.
It mimics that traditional art feel more closely.
Exactly. More immediate, more intuitive than using a trackpad or even a separate graphics tablet for some people. Allows for really detailed, natural-feeling work.
And the internals. Can you keep up?
It's no slouch. You can get it with up to an Intel Core i9-HX and an RTX 4090, just like the Razer.
So top-tier power again?
Yep. And MSI puts a lot of focus on cooling. They use their vapor chamber cooling system, which is pretty effective.
Meaning it can sustain that peak performance for longer without throttling.
That's the idea. Crucial for those long, demanding creative sessions.
Okay, powerful, great interactive screen. What else?
The ports. This is where MSI really shines, and frankly, it's a breath of fresh air.
What have they got?
A full-size SD card slot, HDMI, USB-A ports, Thunderbolt. Basically everything you actually need day to day.
So no dongle hell.
Exactly. You can just plug your camera card in, connect an external monitor, your drives. It simplifies everything, keeps your desk cleaner, less hassle.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the catch? It sounds too good.
Well, the size. It's a 17-inch machine with all those ports. It's big.
Right.
Think of it more as a portable desktop replacement than something you'd casually toss in a backpack every day.
So great for home studio or moving between fixed locations, maybe.
Precisely. Not ideal for constant mobility, but fantastic if you need that big canvas and connectivity at your main workspace.
Okay, MSI Creator Z17. The illustrator's dream with that screen and stylus, top power, great ports. It's a big one. All right, last but definitely not least, we have to talk about Apple, the brand new MacBook Pro M4.
The latest iteration. Apple keeps pushing their silicon.
And the promise is always more power, but also more efficiency, right? That's kind of their thing now.
Exactly. And what's compelling about the M4 for creators is, yes, even longer battery life, which is always welcome.
Always.
But also faster unified memory. That shared memory pool between the CPU and GPU is a huge bottleneck remover for handling really large files, complex timelines.
Less data shuffling back and forth.
Right. It translates directly into a smoother, more uninterrupted creative flow. Less waiting, more creating. Plus, you're less tied to the wall outlet.
And the display. Apple's displays are usually top-notch.
Still are. That Liquid Retina XDR display is fantastic. Great for HDR video, which is becoming more common. And any kind of color-critical work. Bright, accurate, vibrant.
Performance-wise, where does it shine?
It's absolutely top tier in apps optimized for Apple Silicon. Think Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, but also things like Photoshop, DaVinci Resolve now run natively and just fly on the M4 chip. It's incredibly fluid and responsive. Really removes friction from the workflow.
Okay, sounds great, but there are always considerations with Apple.
Yeah.
Potential deal breakers for some.
Definitely. First, the price. It's premium. A significant investment, no question.
Expected, but still a factor.
Then, the big one for certain workflows. No NVIDIA CUDA support.
Explain that again. Why does CDA matter?
It's a technology many 3D rendering engines like Octane or Redshift, and even some AI tools heavily rely on for massive speed boosts. If your specific software needs CDA, the MacBook Pro is, unfortunately, not an option.
Right. That's a hard limitation for some industries.
It is. Also, you obviously can't run Windows-only software easily. And while the port situation is better than it used to be, you still generally have fewer ports than, say, that MSI.
So adapters are still potentially part of the equation.
Often, yes. Depends on your setup, but likely needed for some things.
Okay. MacBook Pro M4. Amazing efficiency, great battery, fantastic screen, stellar performance, and optimized apps. But premium price, no CUDA and adapter life, might still be a thing. Phew. Okay, so we've really dug into each of these four powerhouses. Dell, Razer, MSI, Apple. Now let's try and tie it all together. The big question. What does this actually mean for you, the listener, and your specific creative work?
Right. Because it's not about which one is best overall, but which is best for you. Let's distill it down based on those user profiles from the source material. If your absolute priorities are portability, the longest possible battery life, and you love or are invested in the macOS ecosystem, the MacBook Pro M4 is incredibly compelling, hard to beat for the creative on the move.
Okay, makes sense. What about pure raw power?
If you need uncompromising GPU performance, think heavy 3D rendering, complex VFX, maybe high-end game dev, and you want the flexibility of Windows, then the Razer Blade 16 Studio is your go-to. That RTX 4090 option and the unique display make it a true workhorse.
Got it. And the Dell, where does that fit best?
The Dell XPS 16 is ideal if you value that sleek, minimalist design and need a super color-accurate display for things like high-end photography, graphic design, or very precise video grading. It's elegant, powerful enough for most, and fits perfectly into a clean setup.
Right, the aesthetic choice with professional chops.
Exactly. And finally, if you're an illustrator, a retoucher, maybe an animator, and that large interactive touchscreen with stylus support is calling your name, plus you want all the built-in ports you can get.
Then it's the MSI Creator Z17HX Studio.
Absolutely. It really leans into that specific hands-on, tactile, creative process. It offers a different way of interacting with your work.
So it really hammers home that point.
Yeah.
All four are fantastic professional tools. There's no single winner.
Not at all.
The best choice absolutely depends on your individual workflow, the software you use every day, and, let's be honest, your budget.
Yeah.
Each one makes different trade-offs to excel in specific areas.
Precise.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive for today. We really hope breaking down these four leading creative laptops, the Dell XPS 16, Razer Blade 16 Studio, MSI Creator Z17HX Studio, and MacBook Pro M4 has given you a clearer picture. Hopefully, understanding their specific strengths and weaknesses helps you figure out which one might slot best into your creative life.
Yeah, and maybe one final thought to leave you with, sort of connecting this to the bigger picture. Beyond just the specs, the numbers, the features, maybe the most powerful creative tool isn't always the one with the absolute highest benchmark scores. Maybe it's the one that just disappears.
Disappears, yeah.
The one that seamlessly integrates into your creative process so well that you forget it's even there. The one that lets you focus entirely on bringing your vision to life without fighting the technology. Which one of these helps you disappear into your work? That might be the real question to ponder.
That's a great way to frame it. A really thought-provoking point to end on. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Definitely give some thought to your specific needs and maybe which machine lets you disappear when making that next big tech decision. Until next time.